A woman on TikTok named Tammy, known online as at Little Miss Bella 3, was coming home one night when her doorbell camera caught something she still can't explain. At first, everything looks normal. She's just pulling in, getting out of her car like any other night. Then, out in the distance, a dark figure appears. It doesn't look like a person. Between the darkness and the way it moves, it's hard to even tell what you're looking at. It seems to glide rather than walk, shifting and jerking in a way that doesn't match a normal gait. And its head is glowing like there's a flashlight built into it instead of a face. Every time it shifts position, that light shifts with it, throwing a glow across the fence and the grass behind it. She posted the clip with one question: "What is this?" I went looking for anything that could explain it. Old forums and regional folklore. Most of it didn't fit, but one legend kept coming up again and again, and it matched the footage closer than anything else I found. They call it Abu Fanoos. Abu Fanoos, sometimes known as Abu Siraj or Abu Nuwaira, is one of the oldest desert legends in Arabian folklore. The name translates to Father of the Lantern. In the old stories, it was described as a light, a glowing orb that shows up at night or right before dawn, out in the Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter, one of the largest sand deserts on Earth. Travelers who claimed to see it said the light would drift toward them, then pull back, flickering the way a lantern does when it's being carried by someone unseen. It never moved like something walking on legs, and if you were foolish enough to follow it, it would lead you further and further until you are lost. That's what makes the doorbell footage so hard to shake. A sharp light sitting where a head should be. Movement that isn't quite walking, more like flickering from one position to the next. It doesn't move like a person, and it doesn't move like someone holding a flashlight either. It moves like the thing in the legend. Locals never called it a ghost. They called it jinn. And jinn, in Islamic and Arabic folklore, aren't locked into one shape. Older texts use the words ghoul and gilan to describe when jinns shift form, becoming whatever will get a person to follow. Sometimes a light in the desert, sometimes, apparently, a shape standing at someone's gate. There's even a hadith warning travelers never to chase a light like that. To recite words of protection instead, because whatever's waiting at the end of that trail was never meant to be found. For hundreds of years, it never left the desert. It waited for people to get lost, not the other way around. So why did it find its way to a front door, in a neighborhood, nowhere near a grain of sand? I can't tell you for certain that this is Abu Fanoos, but a legend that supposedly stayed out in the desert for centuries just showed up on a doorbell camera in a quiet neighborhood, and that alone is worth sitting with. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a strange reflection catching the camera wrong. Or maybe something old finally figured out the desert isn't the only place it can hunt. If your own camera has ever picked up something you couldn't explain, I want to hear about it. Tell me in the comments. Something tells me this isn't the last time Abu Fanoos shows up. She was right there. He was close enough to touch her. And in the exact same second his hand reached for her, she was gone. Not running, not hiding, gone. Pulled under a bed into a space too small to hold a person. In broad camera view, with no cut, no edit. And after that night, Amy was never seen again. Not by her family, not by police, not by anyone who could bring her back. What you're about to watch is everything Diego recorded in the days before that happened, and everything that has followed him since. We've gone through every clip, every caption, every detail most people scroll past. And what we found isn't just a haunting, It's a story about a mother who never left her daughter, and something that used that love as a door. This is day one, and it begins quietly, which is somehow worse. A bag on the floor, moving, not violently, not dramatically, just shifting, slowly, like something small inside it is adjusting its position. Fingers come out, small fingers, a child's fingers, pushing through the opening, staying out for a few seconds, then pulling back in, deliberately, like they were testing the air. He opens the bag, nothing inside. Now here's the first thing most people miss. Diego tells us in his caption that this video got his original account suspended. This is day one, first clip, and whatever system reviewed this footage found something disturbing enough to remove it completely. We don't know what was in that bag, but we know it left on its own terms, and we know it came back. One day later, Diego walks in on Amy in her room. She's laughing, playing, completely happy, which in any other context would be a perfectly normal thing to walk in on, except there's no one else in the room, and you can hear two girls laughing, not one.
¿Qué está haciendo, mamita?
Jugando
¿Con quién está jugando?
con María,
¿De dónde sacó esa muñeca?
desde ella.
Two distinct voices, Amy and something that sounds exactly like another child her age, playing right alongside her. Diego walks in asking what's happening, and as he's doing that, he reaches down to pick up a doll on the floor. A hand shoots out from under the bed and takes it. Small, fast, a child's hand, snatching the doll before he can get to it. He immediately drops the camera down to look under the bed. Nothing there. His caption, she thinks she's her friend. By day two, he already knows. There is something in that house that has befriended his niece, and his first instinct isn't to leave. It's to keep filming, to try to understand what he's dealing with. That instinct is going to define everything that follows.
Amy? Amy? Ay, Diosito. Amy? Amy?
Middle of the night. Diego hears laughing coming from the living room. He goes in and finds Amy asleep on the floor, and behind her, coming from the direction of a wooden cabinet, a child's hand, reaching out, playing with Amy's hair, laughing softly while she sleeps. He moves toward her. The moment he gets close, the hand retracts. The laughing stops. Amy keeps sleeping, completely undisturbed. He checks behind the cabinet. Nothing, but sitting there in the living room, the doll, the same one that was snatched from him in clip 2, back again, like it was placed there, like someone left it out. Two things to notice here. First, Amy doesn't flinch at any point. Whatever is touching her hair while she sleeps, she is completely at ease with it. She has been around this presence long enough that it doesn't frighten her. Maybe it never did. A presence that strokes a sleeping child's hair in the middle of the night and laughs quietly to itself. That's not the behavior of something that wants to cause harm. That's the behavior of something that missed her. Banging from the kitchen. Diego follows the sound to the cabinet under the sink. He opens the door, and there's the doll, sitting inside, neatly, like it belongs there. He reaches for it. A hand grabs it back, same as before. Small, fast, gone before he can process it. 4 clips in, and the pattern is already locked. Every time Diego tries to take the doll, it gets reclaimed. This isn't random haunting behavior. This is territorial. Whatever is in that house has decided that doll belongs to it, and it will not allow Diego to have it. He wakes up to the child's laugh again, coming from Amy's room. He walks in. Amy is asleep in her bed, and standing on the mattress above her, underneath a blanket. Something. You can see the shape through the fabric. Legs, arms. A child-sized figure standing perfectly still over the sleeping girl. He pulls the blanket off. Gone. His caption, Amy dreams about her without knowing that while she sleeps, she remains by her side. Her, he's already using that word, already assigning identity, gender, presence, intention to whatever this is. And what he's describing is something that stands watch over Amy while she sleeps. Something that considers itself her companion. The blanket belonged to someone. He tells us that. And this presence keeps returning to it, wrapping itself in it, like wearing it is the closest thing it has left to feeling like itself. We'll come back to that. Same day, same blanket. Now in the middle of the living room floor, the shape is back underneath it, sitting this time, not standing. He walks over and pulls the blanket off. Nothing under it. 2 appearances in one day. The same blanket. The same presence. Whatever this is, it isn't passing through. It has routines. It has favorite objects. It has a place it returns to. It's settled in. Diego is sitting at a table. There's a glass of water in front of him, and he sees something in it, and he starts recording to show us. He pans toward the glass, turns the flash on, then off, and in the moment the flash cuts. Reflected in the water, a child's face. He backs up immediately, scrambles away from the table. Nothing there. Mark this table, because this is now the second fixed location in this house, where something keeps manifesting. The wooden cabinet in the living room. And now this table. 2 spots where whatever barrier separates this presence from the physical world seems thinner than everywhere else. Something in the wardrobe. He opens it slowly, and from behind the wardrobe door, the edge of a face. A child's face peering around it. Just one eye, watching him. He flinches back. The door swings shut. 2 loud bangs from inside. He opens it fully, empty. His caption, after this happened, my life was never the same again. Not after Amy disappeared. Not after the cemetery. This moment, this face in the wardrobe is the line Diego draws between before and after, which tells you something about what it actually felt like to be in that room. Something no camera can fully capture. 9 days. 9 days from fingers in a bag to this.
Amy! Amy!
He hears the laughing again, but something about it is wrong, distorted, like the same sound played through something broken. He goes to Amy's room. She's under the bed, legs sticking out. He calls to her and moves toward her, and in the exact same second he reaches her, she is pulled under, fully, instantly, into a space that cannot hold a person. He reaches underneath immediately. Nothing, no Amy, no gap she could have moved through, no explanation. His caption, he just took her away. We don't know where she is. April 27th, 2022, 9 days, and a little girl is gone. 4 days since Amy disappeared. Diego hears her voice, calling his name, downstairs.
Amy! Amy! Dios mío. Diosito.
He runs. He sees her on the stairs, walking, normal, like nothing happened. He moves toward her and she's already at the bottom now, sitting on the floor, humming quietly to herself. He gets close enough to reach her. The lights go out. She's gone, and right next to him in the darkness, a child's voice, saying something directly to him. He runs. His caption tells us something crucial. No matter how many things I did and people I brought, no one could do anything. People came, multiple people, presumably with some experience of what they were dealing with, and every single one of them left and never came back. He mentions it again later. Several people have come to help me find her, but they just leave and never come back.
Dios.
That same table from clip 7. This time he hears humming coming from underneath it. He bends down and looks through the legs of the wooden chair, and Amy's face is looking back at him, right there under the table, watching him. He pulls the chair out to get to her. She's not there. Caption, "It's Amy," 2 words, because at this point there is nothing else to say.
Son casi las 3 de la mañana. Están golpeando la puerta re durísimo. Amy.
Loud banging from downstairs. He goes down, and there on the floor, the doll, just placed there, in the open, facing out, like a message or a reminder. No hand, no movement, just the doll, returned again. A small puppy appears in the footage, playful, innocent, and the doll is destroyed, torn open, stuffing pulled out, fabric ripped, like the puppy had been playing with it for a while. But inside the torn doll, something that doesn't belong, wrapped carefully in cloth, with what looks like a pearl attached to it. Something was hidden inside the doll the entire time. His caption, "I found something that can give everything meaning." He doesn't know what it is yet, but he knows it matters. He brings the wrapped object to that same table, and he opens it. Inside, powder, fine gray ash, and buried in the ash, a necklace, an amulet. As he holds the amulet up to examine it, a small hand reaches out slowly from under the table toward him, then retracts as he pulls back in fear. He asks his followers if anyone knows what this is. He has no answers yet. But 16 days later, he will. And when he does, everything we've watched up to this point is going to look completely different. 2 weeks of silence, then this. His caption tells us he is now under investigation. The police believe he did something to Amy. He's gone back to the house not because he wants to, but because he needs proof. Something he can show someone. Something that confirms he didn't do this. No video this time. 3 images. First, lab results. Second, the amulet sitting in the ash. Caption, "Her remains were inside the doll the whole time." Third, old photographs of a little girl, and around that little girl's neck, the same amulet. The exact same one that was sealed inside the doll. His caption, "Someone's ashes were hidden inside that doll, and I could swear they're my sisters. I just hope this helps me understand everything that's happening and get Amy back before they lock me up for something I didn't do." His sister, Amy's mother, her ashes, her amulet, hidden inside a child's doll, placed in a house where her daughter lived. And for weeks, something that laughed like a child, played with Amy's hair in the dark, stood over her bed at night, kept returning to a blanket that used to belong to someone, was her mother, watching over her the only way she still could.
No, 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 no. No.
The ashes and amulet are on the ground. Diego reaches for them. A little girl runs across them, fast, so fast you only catch the legs for a split second before she's gone. Diego's caption tells us he considered burying the remains, laying his sister to rest, thinking that closing that door would bring peace and end everything. But then, clip 18 happens, and he understands why that would have been the worst possible thing to do. A door is open, and a hand from behind it is holding the edge, slowly swaying it back and forth. But this is not the same hand we've been seeing this whole time. This one is dark. The skin looks burned, damaged. It's not a child's hand. The way it moves the door is different. Slow, deliberate, like something testing how a door works. Like something that has never used one before. He checks behind the door. Nothing. His caption, "I'm afraid to bury her ashes, and for this to end without being able to find Amy." He's beginning to understand something that reframes every clip we've watched. Amy's mother wasn't the haunting. Amy's mother was the protection, the laughing, the hair stroking, the presence standing over Amy's bed at night. That was a mother keeping watch over her daughter, keeping something at bay. And now that the doll has been torn open, the vessel breached, the ashes scattered, the amulet exposed, whatever she was holding back is beginning to show itself. A burned hand, testing a door, learning how things work here.
Amy? Amy!
He hears Amy crying downstairs. He goes down. Same blanket, same spot on the floor from clip 6, same shape underneath it. He pulls it off. Nothing, but his caption breaks something open. I can't get her to say anything to me. No matter how much I try to talk to her, she just cries. Now she's the one under the blanket. It's not the mother under the blanket anymore. It's Amy, trapped somewhere, crying, unable to speak, reaching back through the only familiar object she can find from wherever she is. Her mother's blanket, the one her mother kept returning to, the one that still carries something of her. A daughter reaching for the same thing her mother reached for. Loud banging on the bathroom door, but worse than clip 15. Amy is visible behind the frosted glass, and she's not just appearing, she's desperate, both hands on the door, hitting it hard, like she's been waiting for someone to come, like she's running out of time. He opens the door immediately. She's gone in a millisecond, but in the corner of the bathroom, a small child, sitting on the floor, back turned, facing the wall. He moves toward her. The door slams shut in his face. He opens it. She's gone. Caption: I think it will be the last time it's in this place. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to do and I don't have much time left. The legal case is mounting. Whatever window existed to reach Amy through this house is closing fast. He's left the house, trying to get distance while the legal process plays out. In this new place, a bedroom bench with storage underneath. The lid is open, and hanging out of the box, limp and still, is a little girl's hand. He reaches for it. It retracts. He opens the box fully. The doll is inside. He didn't bring it. He left that house behind, and it's here. Wherever Diego goes, this follows. There is no distance. There is no leaving. The doll doesn't stay where he puts it. It arrives where he's going. Diego is standing in front of a mirror, holding a book, reading aloud from it in Spanish. His caption says he regrets receiving it. Someone gave it to him as a solution, whether it's a prayer, a ritual, or something else entirely. He's trying something, some attempt to reach Amy, or protect himself, or close whatever was opened in that house. He reads, and behind him, a hand reaches onto his shoulder, rests there, then pulls back. He never feels it. He never sees it. He keeps reading, completely unaware that something is standing directly behind him, close enough to touch him, watching him, listening to every word. He's on his balcony. He hears humming, Amy's melody, coming from the hanging laundry. He reaches through the hanging clothes, and right there, inches from his face, a child's face staring back at him. But it is not Amy. The eyes are completely black, no iris, no white, just solid black from edge to edge. And Diego says in his caption, his face was so close I could see his eyes. His, for the first time, a male pronoun. This is not Amy's mother. This is not Amy. This is something that has been in this story from the very beginning, hiding behind both of them. Using the sounds of a child playing, the familiar shape of someone Amy trusted, as cover. And now, for the first time, Diego sees its actual face. A door is open. A child peeks from behind it, laughing. Diego calls Amy's name, hoping even now, even after everything. He goes to the door. No one there. Caption: I've gone several days without being able to sleep. Her laugh is the only thing I hear at night. Today, after a long time, I saw her during the day. and that can only mean something bad. Daytime appearances mean the last boundary is gone. Whatever was keeping this contained to certain hours, certain rooms, that limit no longer exists. Diego decides to wait for it. He stays up through the night, ready this time. But it was already ready for him. The door is banging, hard and rhythmic. Through the glass panel, you can see the hand doing it. He sets the camera down to show us the door clearly, then opens it. In the time it takes to turn a handle and pull, whatever was there is gone. No human being moves that fast. No gap it could have stepped into. It was there, and then it simply wasn't. Caption: night after night, this is driving me mentally. I don't know what to do anymore. He goes to a cemetery. Someone told him Amy is there, or something led him there. He walks to a specific tomb. No name, no date, no markings of any kind, just sealed stone, and from behind it, banging, hard and rhythmic, like someone trapped inside trying to force their way out. Then a scream, muffled, the specific kind, like a hand pressed hard over someone's mouth and they are still trying to push sound through. He stands there filming, not running, because running stopped being an option a long time ago. Caption: I can only think whether the one who screamed inside the cemetery vault was her, or if there really was someone inside. He doesn't know anymore whether what he's experiencing is supernatural or physical. He doesn't know if there is a living child inside a sealed stone tomb. He doesn't know what's real, and that specific loss, the inability to tell the difference, might be the most frightening thing in this entire story. The laugh wakes him again. The front door is open. He looks outside. Amy is standing in the middle of the street, staring at him. He walks out to her. She vanishes mid-step, right in front of the camera. Then the laugh, from somewhere nearby. 1 day later, she's behind the washing machine, clearer than she's appeared in weeks. He can actually see her face. He moves toward her. She drops down and disappears, and the bathroom door right next to him gets pushed open from the inside. Caption: ever since I went to the cemetery, it doesn't matter what time it is, day or night, she always waits for me. The cemetery visit broke the last boundary. It goes where Diego goes now. It waits for him wherever he arrives.
Creo que me metieron al carro.
His car alarm goes off. He goes outside to check. He looks through the window. Amy is in the back seat, sitting there, staring at him. But this is not the Amy from the bathroom glass, desperate, banging, trying to get out. This is not the Amy humming on the stairs or reaching through the blanket. This Amy is sitting completely still, and she is angry, and her eyes are glowing. He opens the car door immediately. She's gone. This is the last clip, August 23rd, 2022. After this, Diego stops posting about Amy. The haunting continues. He keeps filming, but Amy, as someone he's searching for, as someone he believes can still be brought back, disappears from his account entirely. No explanation, no final update, just silence on that subject, and we are left to figure out what that silence means. Now let's talk about what this story is actually about, because it is not about a haunted doll. That's the surface. That's what you get if you watch these clips once and move on. But if you track what moves, what changes, what appears and when, a completely different picture forms. The doll was a soul vessel, and the soul inside it was Amy's mother. Clip 16 is the center of everything. Lab results confirming human remains, ash and an amulet sealed inside a child's toy, and old photographs of a little girl, Diego's sister, wearing that exact amulet around her neck. Diego's sister, Amy's mother, her ashes, her amulet, hidden inside a doll and placed in a house where her daughter lived. Across multiple folk traditions, particularly within Latin American spiritual practice, this is a known and deliberate act. The dead can be anchored to the living world through physical remains, combined with a personal object that carried deep spiritual significance during their life. An amulet worn close to the body for years absorbs something of the person. Combined with ash, what's left of the physical body, it creates a tether, a bridge. Someone made that tether deliberately. Someone took this woman's remains after she died, took her amulet, sealed them inside a doll, and placed it in a house where her daughter was living without her. The intention was protection, a mother who could not leave her child, anchored to an object, close enough to play with her, to touch her hair in the dark, to stand over her bed and keep watch. Now go back to clip 3 with that knowledge. A hand in the middle of the night, gently playing with a sleeping child's hair, laughing quietly to itself. Not threatening, not cold, tender. That is a mother who missed her daughter. That is the only form of closeness she had left. The blanket in clips 5 and 6 that she keeps returning to, that belonged to her. She keeps wrapping herself in it because it still feels like something she recognizes, because wearing it is the closest thing she has left to being herself. This was never a haunting. This was grief that refused to end. There were 2 entities in that house, and they were not the same. The mother's presence, small hands, familiar laughter, gentle and protective, is consistent through clips 1 to 8. Then Amy disappears in clip 9, and something changes. Look at clip 18, June 7th, 6 weeks after Amy vanished. A hand at the door, but not the same hand. Burned, dark, moving slowly and deliberately, like something learning how a door works. Diego's caption in that moment: "I'm afraid to bury her ashes, and for this to end without being able to find Amy." He's understood something. His sister's presence was the protection, and something was on the other side of that protection all along. Because here is the question nobody asks about this story. Why did a mother need to be anchored to her daughter's home as a guardian spirit in the first place? You don't seal a soul inside a doll and hide it in your child's house unless you know your child needs protecting. Unless you know something is there, unless before she died, or perhaps because of how she died, she knew what was in that house and made sure part of her stayed behind to face it. The burned hand in clip 18 is what she was facing, and the moment the doll was torn open in clip 13, the vessel breached, the ashes scattered, the anchor broken, it stopped being contained. The black-eyed child and the burned hand are the same entity, and crucially, Diego calls it him for the first time when he sees that face. Every time he referred to the presence before, he said her. He never once used a male pronoun for Amy's mother. The black-eyed child was hiding behind the mother's presence the entire time, using the familiar sounds, a child laughing, a child playing, as a mask, staying close to Amy through the one presence Amy trusted completely, her mother. And when the vessel broke and the mother's protection failed, it stopped hiding. The burned hand, the black eyes, the anger in clip 33. That is what was in that house before the doll ever arrived. That is what Amy's mother died knowing was there. The doll was also a tracking anchor. Watch where the doll travels. Snatched from Diego in clip 2, returned in clip 3, reclaimed in clip 4, back on the floor in clip 12, torn open in clip 13, and then in clip 21, when Diego has left the house entirely and is staying somewhere new. The doll is already there, waiting in the bench storage. He did not bring it. It traveled. Wherever the doll goes, encounters follow. It's not just a vessel, it's a beacon, a fixed point that whatever is attached to it can always locate, always return to, always use as a doorway into whatever physical space it currently occupies. Diego cannot leave it behind, because it doesn't stay behind. The nameless tomb is Amy's anchor point. Someone or something led Diego to a tomb with no name, no markings, completely sealed. The doll was a vessel, ash and amulet sealed inside, creating a tether between the physical world and the space the spirit occupies. If something took Amy and pulled her into that same kind of between space, it would need its own physical anchor, its own fixed point in the material world. A sealed, nameless tomb is exactly that. No identity, no record. A container hiding what's inside it. The same principle as a doll with no name, hiding what was sealed within. The scream behind that stone is either Amy, physically trapped, which opens a horror of its own, or it is her signal. Her presence bleeding through the closest available threshold between where she is and where Diego is standing. Neither answer is comforting. And then there's clip 33. The glowing eyes go back through every appearance of Amy after clip 9, clip 10. She's humming on the stairs, then gone when the lights cut. Clip 11, her face under the table, watching. Clip 15, banging on the bathroom door, desperate to be seen. Clip 19, crying under the blanket. Clip 20, hammering on the glass with both hands, trying to break through. Clip 31, standing in the street, staring. Every single one of those appearances carries the same quality. A child trying to reach someone. A child who is frightened and wants to come home. The thing in the back seat in clip 33 is not that. Sitting still, eyes glowing, angry. And after that clip, Diego stops. No more searching, no more updates about Amy. Just silence where her name used to be. Which leaves us with the question that this entire story builds toward and never answers. At what point did Amy stop being a missing child and start being something that was already lost? Diego is still posting. The activity never stopped. It just changed shape. It left the house and attached itself to him personally. New locations, streets, balconies, car parks. Whatever came through when the doll was torn open has no interest in letting him go. Maybe because he got too close to the truth. Maybe because he stood at a nameless tomb and heard what was inside it. Or maybe, and this is the thought that stays with me long after the clip's end, this was never really about Amy at all. Diego's sister died. Someone sealed her remains inside a doll and placed it in a house where her daughter lived. Someone made a deliberate choice to create a soul anchor in a home with a child in it. And that means someone knew what was in that house. Someone knew what Amy's mother was being anchored against. Someone built this situation from the beginning, and that someone has never appeared in a single one of Diego's captions. Never mentioned, never named, never filmed, which means either Diego doesn't know who it was, or he does, and that is the one thing he has chosen not to show us. Amy's mother came back to protect her daughter, and something used that love as a door. There are still no answers, no resolution, no closure, just a man being followed by something he cannot name through streets and cars and rooms that should be safe. And somewhere, in the space between a mother's love and whatever waits on the other side of it, a little girl, still missing. When you hear a bump in the night, the human mind races to find a logical explanation. The wind, settling pipes, a loose floorboard. But what happens when the noise isn't a creak, but the distinct, heavy thud of massive dead weight hitting the floor? And, you know, for a fact, you are completely alone. This is exactly what began happening to TikTok user iconic Hannah. Hannah searched every room, every closet, and every corner of her home. Nothing had fallen. Nothing was out of place, but the deafening impacts continued.
Bangs in my house, big bangs in my house happening, okay? I know people do not believe in superstitions, but this was very weird. It would happen in the middle of the night. It's such a big boom in my house. We looked for what it is. We looked everywhere. We could not figure out what it was. So guys, you know what I did? I basically decided to put baqarah on my house, because if it's not a human and it's not an animal, it has to be the other side of the world, you know? The people that I cannot say their name. Hopefully they do not hear me. So I put baqarah on my house.
It seemed like somebody was stomping, or like somebody was falling, like some big person was falling on the floor consistently. We did not know what was going on. So we thought somebody is in the house.
Recognizing that this was no structural issue, Hannah came to a terrifying realization. Her home was no longer hers, alone. She was dealing with a jinn. For those unfamiliar, in Islamic theology, a jinn is not the spirit of a dead human. They are entirely separate entities, created from smokeless fire, existing in a parallel dimension right alongside ours. Most leave us alone, but the malevolent ones are known to cross over, attaching themselves to specific physical anchors in our world. Ancient texts warn that jinn frequently inhabit inanimate objects, uncarved stones, abandoned spaces, and chillingly, children's toys. To cleanse her home, Hannah did what is prescribed in her faith. She turned on her television and played Surah Al-Baqarah, a powerful chapter of the Quran known specifically to burn out and banish demonic forces. But instead of fleeing, the entity reacted. As the holy recitation echoes through the living room, pay close attention to the Peppa Pig toy sitting on the furniture. Look closely at its eyes. It shifts, a deliberate, conscious movement. It is not a trick of the light, and it is not a mechanical glitch. It is observing her. When Hannah posted this, viewers were quick to point out a dark possibility. In many cases of severe hauntings, an object doesn't just attract a jinn by chance, it is placed there. The community warned Hannah that someone may have planted seer, black magic or witchcraft, inside the stuffing of the toy, acting as a beacon that binds the entity to her home. Hannah makes a brave but incredibly dangerous decision. She's going to cut it open. Knowing the spiritual danger, she isolates her children in their bedroom, shutting the door to keep them out of harm's way. She takes the toy into another room, knife in hand, ready to confront whatever dark talisman is hidden inside. But this is where we see the true, predatory intelligence of the unseen.
You know, the toy, I don't think it was meant for us, but sometimes it can be like that. You know? It could have been recycled or something. But yeah, there's nothing in it. It's empty. We decided to like chop it up, you know, and while we were talking about it, I put the kids in their room because I'm thinking the room is safe. It's just the stuffy that's possessed, right? So I'm putting the kids in their room. I close it so they don't see me, the toy, okay? And a lot of people said, hey, you know, dude, open it up. Maybe there's sihr in it. I'm like, bet, let's see, let's open it up. While I'm talking to my husband and I'm telling him it's time to open this thing up, okay, my kids that are closed in their room are literally running out of their room. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, the lights keep on going off and on.
The entity wasn't trapped in the living room. It was already in the bedroom with them. Shaken, Hannah finally slices the fabric open, digging through the stuffing, searching for the witchcraft, the binding spell, the cursed object. There is nothing. The toy is completely empty, which leaves us with a deeply unsettling reality. If there was no black magic planted inside the toy, then what was moving its eyes? The entity wasn't bound to the pig. It was simply using it as a vessel to mock her. And now that the toy is destroyed and the entity has proven it can move freely from room to room, Hannah is left trapped in a house with a heavy, unseen force and absolutely no idea where it's hiding next.